Friends, good morning. This is Professor Ashok Kumar Chaubey. I am making YouTube videos of astrology, which is my hobby, and also physics teaching, physics made simplest. So far, I have made about 1,300 YouTube videos. Many of you are looking and getting the benefits of my videos. Today I want to introduce myself because I have made so many videos. Many of you do not know me, so I will give a small talk about myself, starting from my childhood to now, so that you can understand me, understand my work, etc. Friends, childhood and basic education. Well, Quit India movement started in India in August 1942 by Mahatma Gandhi. This was for British to leave India forever. The whole atmosphere of the country was charged by the freedom. I was born during this freedom movement period on Saturday, 26 September 1942 in Aligarh, a small district in Uttar Pradesh, India. I was named Ashok, the name of an ancient Hindu king who adopted non-violence and Buddhism after Great Kalinga War. My sun sign, as from the western side, I am Libra, having balance in all the fields of life. But by moon sign and name letter, I am Aries, a fearless and hard-working man. My parents were also involved in freedom movement. We belong to a lower middle class family. My father, born in 1880, old BSc of Allahabad University, was canal engineer at Okhla Barrage, Delhi. He lost his job during freedom movement. My grandfather was head postmaster at Mathura, a nearby city. My great-grandfather, Baba Kharagjeet Singh, was a priest of King's Temple, Maharaja Tej Singh of Mainpuri. He was great devotee of goddess of energy, Devi Durga. My father was devotee of Lord Hanuman. Therefore, my childhood passed in a religious atmosphere, reading only Hindu religious books like Ramcharitmanas and Bhagavad Gita, which had lot of impact in my life. Our family shifted to nearby city Etah in 1943 to control our agriculture, land, etc. in nearby village in Mainpuri district now. My village name is Usnidha, which was in Shukrabad Tehsil, in the Ghiror district, Ghiror police thana. Later on, my father donated agricultural land to Vinoba because he was not able to get anything from the village. I got primary education and secondary education in Etah and passed my high school from art side in 1957 from Gandhi Smarak Higher Secondary School at that time. I was most popular student of the school, having interest in cultural activities. Basically, my mind was inclined towards science. Therefore, I wanted to read science and I shifted to government inter college, and by very, very difficult tasks I could manage to get admission there. It was difficult to get admission for a non-science student in 11th science class when there were many good science students available. Anyhow, I got admission under the condition that I would be removed from the class if I failed in first terminal examination. My hard work and aptitude towards science proved fruitful, and I passed all the examinations with top ranking in the class, which surprised to all my teachers. I passed intermediate in 1959, getting 79% marks at that time in physics and got merit scholarship. I decided to do the MSc in the subject where I got the highest mark, 79%. So that is because our financial condition was not good. I was supporting my old parents by scholarships and by tuitions. I was doing tuitions to the lower class students. I was giving the tuition to them and I was getting scholarships. That was supporting my family. My father was very old, around 76, 75. Even India's Home Minister and later on Prime Minister Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, he was very close to my father. My father was in jail, in any jail with the Lal Bahadur Shastri, Govind Vallabh Pant, Pandit Nehru, etc. My father's political support, due to political support from the Congress party, I could get some scholarship type money from Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri, who was Home Minister and then Railway Minister. In 1957, he resigned Railway Ministry due to the railway accident. After that, he stopped giving me the money from personal funds. He was giving money to support my education. Well, university education. I got admission in engineering college by merit. At that time there was no entrance examination. But my father did not allow me to study engineering because he found engineer's job as corrupt, involving lot of unfair money. Therefore, I joined university education, BSc in DS College, Aligarh, under Agra University. Thus, B again shifted to Aligarh from ETA. I passed BSc in 1961 and joined Aligarh Muslim University for my MSc in physics. I did MSc physics in 1963 with specialization in high energy physics. During MSc program, I came in contact with Professor P.S. Gill, who worked with Compton. His main work was in cosmic rays, physics, latitude effect, and showers study. My quantum mechanics and nuclear physics teacher was a student of Professor Rosenfeld, and statistical physics teacher was a student of Powell. I had great impact of discipline and teaching of my teachers who were teaching me in MSc. Professor Jullu Rahman Khan, Professor Muhammad Shafi, etc. Employment and research. After my MSc, I joined DS College as a lecturer on 13 July 1963. This was the college where I was undergraduate student. I worked with my teachers and they groomed my teaching. During my stay at DS College, I got appointment at Khartoum University, Sudan and Benin University, Nigeria, but I didn't join any of these places. I also got once appointment from Government of India as Central Intelligence Officer, posted Shimla. I did not join this also as I was planning for PhD. which I thought at that time more important and useful as was I was having scientific aptitude. I left DS College in December 1963 and joined PhD program in experimental nuclear physics at AMU Aligarh. AMU was having a tradition of high energy physics and nuclear physics research. There was a locally built Cockcroft-Walton neutron generator giving 14 MeV neutrons. When I joined research, Bhabha Atomic Research Center started supplying sealed photoneutron sources of antimony beryllium giving 24 keV neutrons. I did experimental measurements of neutron capture cross sections in more than 70 natural elements. I performed theoretical calculations using statistical theory and verified the validity of statistical theory at 24 keV. Also found magic number effect in neutron capture cross sections. Studied isomeric cross section ratios and verified Goldhaber rule. I got PhD degree in 1967. Dr. Eder Matterson of Brookhaven National Laboratory, USA was my PhD examiner. During my PhD program, I got temporary appointment at AMU in September 1965. I became permanent at AMU in February 1969. I also started research supervision. Our group was busy in experimental nuclear reaction work using various accelerators facilities of India. That was Cyclotron Laboratory of Punjab University Chandigarh, Vandigraph of BARC Trombay and IIT Kanpur, where National Accelerator Facilities, Variable Energy Cyclotron, Calcutta and Inter-University Accelerator Center, Delhi were commissioned. We started nuclear reaction work using proton, alpha particle and various heavy ion beams. We also tried and constructed low energy beta counting systems, proportional counting systems and solid state surface barrier silicon semiconductor detectors for our research work. These detectors were not available commercially. Neither computers nor electronic calculators were available. Visits abroad. My first PhD student did work on gallium arsenide and cadmium telluride solid state detectors and energy loss of various ions in these detectors and other elements. My first visit abroad was participation in solid state detectors conference held at Nuclear Physics and Solid State Physics Institute, Strasbourg, France in 1976. Under Professor P. Schiffert, Director of the Institute. I presented 2 research papers in this conference. Later on, Professor P. Schiffert became examiner of my PhD student. My other students' work continued on alpha particles and heavy ion reactions. My other scientific visits in various programs had been Pakistan, Nathia Gali, ICTP Italy 2 times, 1982-83 and 1991. Institute of Physics, Uppsala, Sweden, in Accelerator Laboratory with Professor Carlson. I was 2 times at Nuclear Structure Laboratory, Yale University, USA, 2001 and 2004 with Professor Rick Caston. I was also at at the University of Edinburgh, with Professor Alan Shorter in Nuclear Physics, Nuclear Astrophysics program as a guest of Royal Society of London. Associate Professor and Professor. I became Reader, that is Associate Professor at AMU in 1983 and full Professor in 1991. I was interested in the development of national language, Hindi. I wrote several scientific articles in Hindi in popular periodicals like Vigyan Lok, Vigyan Jagat, Kadambani. I also translated a BSc book, Electricity and Magnetism by PAK, under UP government translation program. I was joint editor of a monthly periodical Nishant published from AMU Aligarh. I was also looking after a diploma course in laboratory teaching physical and chemical and were preparing trained BSc lab technicians. At AMU, I taught all the courses at BSc level and advanced MSc level course, electronics and nuclear physics and MSc theory courses. I superannuated from AMU in November 2004 at the age of 62 years. My official date of birth is 10th November, while my actual date of birth is 26th September 1942. I was at that time chairman of the department, a large department of a central university having 44 teaching staff, 75 PhD students and more than 50 non-teaching staff, official staff, laboratory staff, workshop and glass blowing staff and library staff. Joined Addis Ababa University. The year I retired 2004, my two colleagues from AMU left from Addis Ababa University. I got appointment at Addis Ababa University but was reluctant to join. My colleagues Dr. Mohammad Shoaib and Dr. Isad Ahmad Rizvi, who left this place, strongly pleaded to join Addis Ababa University, AAU. Before coming to AAU, I contacted my old classmate Professor P. Singh, who was there for 2 years. I was told that the place was very good and the students were very eager to learn. Therefore, I finally decided to join this place and joined physics department of Addis Ababa University on 16th February 2005. In India, I did not opt for pension. Therefore, I don't think myself as retired. My daily routine at AAU was same as it was at AMU. Only the difference was that I don't have any other extra administrative work here. I sincerely completed my work which was assigned to me. I taught 8 nuclear physics courses from BSc to PhD, MSc Statistical Physics for 2 years, MSc Advanced Lab for 6 years, BSc first year course on mechanics and heat, first year course on waves and optics, and 2 years I taught modern physics course. When I joined, I was given BSc optional course on nuclear physics. There were about 95 students in the class. There were only 2 girls and rest were boys. The best girl student, Adiswat, was in that class. Now the situation has reversed. You see, in 2017-18, when I was teaching basic class, the same nuclear physics course, there were 22 girls and 6 boys. So Ethiopia, lot of changes in women education. This shows that improvement in physics teaching of girls students. A great job by gender people. In some of the years, in same year, I got a teaching load of around 40 periods per week. But as I enjoy teaching and love teaching, therefore could handle such a heavy load. Research at AAU, Addis Ababa University. I found some of the students very hard-working, sincere and eager to learn. There were some problems with BSc first-year students in normal talks and conversation due to poor English knowledge. When I joined this place, nuclear physics lab was non-operational. Dr. Araya the dean of the college was very eager to see nuclear lab in working condition. There was no assistance to me at that time in terms of the manpower for the lab, but by the month of April, I could set everything in working condition. Neutron spectrometer, beta counting and gamma counting systems, sodium iodide, thallium and HPG gamma spectrometers. I organized 2 days workshop, explained everything what was possible with the nuclear instruments. I opened the lab for the 2 days general interest students, and students were astonished to see how the small radioactive sources producing electrical pulses seen on tectonics oscilloscope and spectrum displayed by MCA. After nearly 2 years of my stay there, I started PhD program in nuclear physics. My first Ethiopian PhD student, Dr. Jalalam, surprisingly, he was MSc from my place, Aligarh, India. For experimental nuclear physics work, we need a reactor or an accelerator for the production of different particles and radiations. Also, we require high resolution gamma ray spectroscopy setup. There were no experimental facilities available at any place in Ethiopia except small equipment at Addis Ababa University. I started advising MSc thesis and PhD students using whatever small facilities available at Addis Ababa University. By that time, when I left the Addis Ababa University, that was in 2022, I could produce about 18 PhDs, and 2 were left there, 2 or 3. They now completed PhD and produced about 55 MSc theses in nuclear physics. The place where there was no nuclear physics person, no nuclear physics professor of local Ethiopia. There were some teachers, 1 or 2, who were PhD from India. But in Ethiopia, no research facility at that time, even now also. And I produced about 55 MScs nuclear physics, and that time there were only 2 or 3 universities. Now there are about 40 universities, and all the students are teaching at different places. They have become now associate professors, and they are now also planning to do, or they are doing some research work also. They have started. In addition to nuclear reaction and structure work, our group was doing there, Ethiopia, natural radioactivity measurement, radioactive mapping of Ethiopia, or different parts of Ethiopia. What we did, we collected various samples of items, eatable items, natural herbs, stones, land and cement and dust, etc., sand, which is used for the building construction. All eatable items, teff and wheat and other local eatable items, all, and we tried to get natural radioactivity in all these elements, means uranium, thorium, potassium, by counting the radiations emitted from these, using HPG gamma spectrometer, using sodium iodide gamma spectrometer. So our aim was to map the Ethiopia, all different places, lake, waters, soils, land, and fodder which cows were eating, and all herbal plants. So I found my many students very hardworking and having aptitude for research. Even they were in their 40s and more than under 50s, but they were prepared to do experimental work. Some of the students went to the Nigeria also because they utilized the Nigeria reactor, and we did some natural radioactivity and some elemental analysis using neutrons of Nigeria reactor. One student also went to the Czech Republic and studied by using neutrons of reactor several elements, natural thing of Ethiopia. So that way we did lot of work on elemental analysis using neutrons. We were having neutron sources also, but not very high strength. So that was only a few curie. So that was weak source. We utilized that source also, and we utilized neutrons of reactor of Nigeria and Czech Republic. And we got lot of studies of elements of different parts of Ethiopia and natural radioactivity. Still, my students are there. I came back in 2022 finally because I got some medical problem, and for the medical help, though I was admitted there also, there is also one good hospital that was Nordic Medical Center, established by a doctor from Norway, and they treated me for 20 days in ICU, and then I came to India. So I left my job around slightly less than 80 years of my age. Now I am 81, and I want to be still active in the research. That is not possible now because I am not associated with any university, though my students work still at AMU. And but what I am doing, I am now making YouTube videos on physics teaching under the heading Physics Made Simplest, and I have made many on nuclear physics and the general physics also. And I will continue this because there are already many videos of physics teaching, but still I want to be busy, to be active, just like daily routine as I was having in Ethiopia. Here also I prepare myself and prepare before making the videos. I prepare them, write, and then make videos. And also I have my hobby from the childhood, astrology. I was interested in homeopathy, numerology, and astrology. So I started my old hobby of astrology, and I am also making videos of astrology, means astronomical positions of various planets connected to different Lagna Rashis, future of different Rashis, Rashifal, etc. that I gave. So I can say now that I have my wife with me. I have my 4 children, 3 daughters and 1 son. My 2 daughters are now US citizens. They are living in USA. One is in Dallas, one is in the Texas state, Austin City. The other is in Arizona, Mesa. And my eldest daughter and my youngest, that is the son, are here in Aligarh. So I am now living my super senior citizen, because I am now 81. So I am now living my super senior citizenship life, but still active, daily active, making YouTube videos for physics and astrology. In the end, I would say that to everyone, to all the students, to work hard and live in present. Don't think anything about past, because past is gone. It will not help you. If you remember past, it will harm you mentally. You will think many times the old things. You would like to take revenge from some of your friends, family members, etc. So forget what happened in the past. That will not help you now. Future is not known. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. You can guess only. So live in the present. What you do today, present, that will be fruitful for today and for tomorrow also. Because what you do today will be your past. But future will depend upon what you have done today. So live wholeheartedly with full energy and vigor in the present. Forget the past, never care for future. Make your strong willpower. I can tell you that something my personal. Personally, I can say that I used strong radioactive sources in my PhD program. That was during 1964 to 67, and after PhD, postdoctoral work also, I helped some other students in say 69, 70, and we used 15 Curie neutron sources, many, 3-4 sources, purchased from BARC. They were very strong, and due to mishandling or wrong handling with these sources, I got once a very strong dose of neutrons and gamma rays. And I got telegram from BARC Bombay that stop this type of work for whole life. And I stopped. I have not taken any student on that work. After that I stopped. My supervisor also did similar work using Apsara reactor. And he got also very strong doses there. Because he was also saying that health finished people were not allowed to do work. But since they have to do the PhD work, their supervisors want some work and difficult to handle the radioactive sources. So he also got a strong dose. And I tell you that he died at the age of 53 in 1985, when he was also chairman of the department, Professor M.L. Sehgal. I was his first PhD student. And I did same type of work, and I also got my 3 fingers got damaged. That was gamma ray burn. I got very strong dose on my chest, my eyes. Well, I got local heat. The chest region was red hot, and after a few years, I got the effect of that impact of gamma rays and neutrons. I got my heart arteries hardened, hardening of arteries, and that got inside layer of arteries cracked. So that those layers of inside the skin blocked my many arteries, and I got almost 100% blockage in my 4 arteries. I got 79 first attack or problem, my heart problem. I started from December 79, and then it continued. I got treatment. I was at Bombay Hospital in some conference there. There I got some attack, and at Bombay Hospital I got a stress test, treadmill test, and they found that it was highly positive. Then I went to the Pant Hospital, Delhi, and All India Institute of Medical Sciences, and there with Dr. Upendra Kaul and some other doctors, I was under their treatment for long period, and they said that nothing is possible, no bypass surgery, because my condition is very bad, 5% chances of survival. I contacted other Batra hospital, I contacted the Apollo hospital. Everybody told that time that no, nothing is possible, you simply take medicines. I got contact with the Dr. Bhayana of USA who visited Batra hospital. He also told that you take retirement and do light work. But I did all work. I went to the outside India, I went to the UK, I went to the Sweden, I went to the Italy, I went to the France, everywhere after that, because I thought, I am of firm opinion that what will happen, nobody can stop. If I have to die in Paris, I have to go Paris. Paris will not come here. So I did my all work with great enthusiasm. I remained 100% in teaching and research throughout my whole life. Even after retirement, I continued for 17, 18 years. So that way, about 59 years, I remained in teaching and research. But still I am active. But when I was just at the retirement age, I got again very bad condition, and I met Dr. Venugopal at All India Institute, and I underwent bypass surgery, 4 grafting at All India Institute of Medical Sciences in 2002. After that, I retired 2004 and left for Ethiopia 2005. But in 2009, when I came in summer vacation from Ethiopia, I got paralysis attack, left side paralysis attack. I was hospitalized at AMU Aligarh Hospital and then went to Delhi also. But after 2 months, summer vacation over, I went back to Ethiopia and I joined my services with a strong health power. Remember, I am using yoga, pranayam, Bhastrika, Kapalbhati, Anulom Vilom, Brahmari, everything I am doing. Pranayam and light exercises. That way I continued. Early in the morning I was busy and still busy for 2 hours yoga exercises and Bhastrika pranayam, more oxygen inhaling. So that way, Onkar, that is leaving oxygen outside, controlling and inhaling more oxygen and then controlling. I have given all these video on my YouTube. So that way, I could control myself and I improved my condition and I continued my work teaching with such a bad condition of heart. And again in 2022 February, I got a brain stroke, second time brain stroke, and my throat got blocked, eyes also defective, and throat choked, means it was not possible even to drink water, etc. Nothing, no medicine. So that way I was for 20 days in ICU in Addis Ababa Nordic Medical Center. Then the doctors after 20 days advised to come to India, and under medical advice I left Ethiopia in March, and you can say 26 March 2022, and came to India. India doctor said there is no treatment, you have to wait. Your throat may open today, your throat may open after 1 month, 2 months or 6 months. Nobody knows. No medicine. Only take medicine of high blood pressure, etc., cholesterol and blood thinner. And when it will open, when throat will be okay, nobody knows. So that way, maybe after 2 months, I got my throat muscles started working gradually, but still not fully recovered, throat muscles, because it is difficult to eat solid foods. Still, I have to use some liquid with them. But I am of firm determination I will continue work making physics as my life till I remain alive. This is Professor A.K. Chaubey. Namaskar.